All right, if y'all are ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. Hubert, would you do our invocation, please?
Father, we thank you for another day in Gilmer County. Yes, we thank you for the rain, which we will need next summer, I'm sure. We ask you to be with those who are in need, those who are sick. We ask you to guide us in our deliberations tonight. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody have any changes to the agenda? If not, I'll make a motion the agenda be approved. Don't you have a
probably,
change?
probably land ordinance tonight. I have seen any revisions, so
Okay.
probably delete that.
Yep. Yeah, we need to do that.
So that deletion and that.
So that'd be in addition, item 5 under unfinished business.
Okay.
Any other changes? And make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're ready to approve the minutes for the January 13th work session meeting, January 13th executive session meeting, January 14th regular meeting, January 29th special call meeting, and January 29th executive session meeting. Are there any corrections to those minutes?
No.
And make a motion that the minutes be approved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Sandy, you want to go to the financial segment, please?
This is the financial report for January 31st. Each department should be at 8% of their expenditure budget used. Departments over budget as of January 31st are the elections department at 19%. That's because of the runoff in January. It should level out as the year goes on. Overall, we are at 6% of the total revenue budget received and 5% of the total expenditure budget used. Total revenue received to date, $1,498,053. Total expenditures to date, $1,322,231.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
That is going to bring us to citizens wishing to speak. Before we get too far into it, I should probably mention that if anybody would like me to autograph that front page picture of me, we'll work it out.
Charging. Are you charging?
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Are you charging for your autograph?
Oh, well, it depends on how great the demand is. All right. And just for general information, I did not have my pants undone in that picture.
Not that picture.
Okay.
Which picture?
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Citizens wishing to speak, anybody that would like to comment on any topic?
I'd like to recognize that the new president and CEO of the chamber is with us, Jennifer Reimer. Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. Welcome.
Let's postpone that till he's here. They'll work here. Discussion and possible action from the River Committee. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tom.
Question?
Yeah.
Tom Harris. I haven't heard any updates on this power line thing report.
And neither have we.
Well, that's what I wanted to find out. Have you heard anything?
Not a thing. The last thing I heard is that they were still looking at the alternate routes and that they expected it was going to take several months.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Okay, discussion and possible action from the River Committee. We've had, I guess, another issue that's come up this morning regarding liability. Okay. So I guess my question is, are we prepared to proceed or do we want to postpone this?
Well, we don't have a document yet that incorporates the changes we talked about yesterday. So I don't think we can go ahead. Does that sound right?
It does.
Y'all are going to consider that a special call meeting later in the month, that's going to be one of those.
Okay.
And I think at that meeting, we need to begin the meeting probably, especially with the executive session.
Charles,
Or tonight.
excuse me, can I just give you something real quick?
Yep.
Woody. I was gonna give you guys these. This is what we have as a waiver, that way you can.
Oh, yeah.
Decide or whatever. One, also, I was gonna give, but and then this right here, what this does, this just kind of explains, what to take out, the widths and so forth, logistics wise. That's all it is. If you kind of look at it, I can kind of explain it just real quick, that way you guys can just kind of put it in your mind's eye, and that way you can kind of carry it forward. It's not, I did it with an envelope. County, I owe money to the county for my taxes, so I did it with that. So it's straight up with an envelope from the taxes. So I basically kind of made it via that size. The blue lines are considered 4 foot, and the black basically is 16 foot. All right? What you did on this is, right here, look.
Just extra.
But on Mulkey, the width of the road is 22 feet, correct, going all the way down, that's the width,
Okay.
okay? The width of the takeout is 47. You've already taken away 16 feet, which is, that's what we, all of us, used to put the equipment, staging, okay? So that 16 feet is now gone. So you forced us, outfitters, to move from this area that we used to load from 16 foot. That's why Miss Nancy is on speed dial to Miss Karleen. That's why she's on speed dial. So I'm just showing you the widths and all that stuff. That way, when you get trailers in there, you created you got a 4-lane highway, correct? And you close down 2 of them. What does it do?
Here's the thing, though. I questioned that this morning.
Yes, sir.
Why exactly did we put that out there?
I have no idea, man.
And
Because it
well,
was,
the answer I got was
Yeah.
because Woody asked us to put a place out there where they could do that, where they could
No, I
put
never-
their trash.
huh? No, I never said that. I would never give you that. The only thing I was thinking is something of like a small little piece so we could put portage on or something. Excuse me, the height.
Yeah.
I never said trash, but we always picked up the trash down there at takeout. Have we ever left it nasty?
Oh, no, we're not saying that you left it nasty. I just asked why we did that, and they said, Woody asked.
It wasn't me. I never asked anything. Not pull up the records, I guess you can. I mean, I don't know what meeting it would have been, but it's not
Well,
there.
the porta potties
I don't
We
wanna put-
considered that, and the residents there about went nuts.
I would rather not put, I don't want to put anything there. But you guys bottleneck us, and then if you put a gate up or a fence or let's say 20-foot fence, that's gonna take those 4 lanes now down to 1 lane. Correct? So-
We're not gonna get into that. no.
I know, I just wanted to explain this, that way you guys can kind of put it in your mind's eye of logistics wise of what we
Right.
have to do to keep it going down that way. I hate her getting speed dial whenever Nancy shows up for 4 weekends out of the year. You know, I don't want her to get mad. It's pain in the butt. It is. So, that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a mind's eye of what happened and what it is and how we're bottleneck. And if you put up a fence, I'm just saying, this is probably done.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
I would like a few minutes to talk about this because I had some conversations today with some folks from the Georgia River Network, who is the group that our Chamber of Commerce hired to help us protect, promote, connect, create, promote our rivers. And I spoke to, her name is Gwyneth Moody, and she's the director of the Georgia River Network. And she's followed our issues along the years. In fact, so much so that she sent me this document that is available on their website, but it shows all the rivers across the United States and the issues they have and different things. And the Cartagena River, LG River, and Coosawattee River is listed because of alcohol consumption and the complaints that they had constantly with that. And as well as, and then it does show that the ordinance that we put into act that to change and correct that. And then it also has the Coosawattee, and I didn't realize the Coosawattee River tubing and the Coosawattee community also does not allow alcohol or drugs to be used during there. So it was an interesting document of to go over some of them, a lot of them, New York, Connecticut, Colorado, Florida, not allowing alcohol or drugs. Then there, and I got this right before the meeting, so I should have sent this over to you guys, but no coolers, that's a consistent thing that a lot of other river outfitters or river communities don't allow. From Texas to Iowa, Colorado, Florida, and Georgia, the Coosawattee does not allow it in the Coosawattee community. And then, interesting, when I went to the Chattahoochee, they, and I did ask her specifically about, are most of the outfitters in these communities, are the crafts, the tubers, where are they coming out? Are they on public property, county property? Who owns the properties that? And she said primarily they're owned by the counties. They're public property and public access. In fact, so much so that the Chattahoochee does not allow private entrance and exit to the Chattahoochee anymore. And they've regulated, they used to have 5 outfitters and now they only allow 3. And then many of the outfitters are only given a certain number that they can have per day, a max per day that they can come down the river to alleviate ecological damage to the rivers, etc. So I don't think any of our ordinance is out of line or any of the laws. I think we're right on the right track with protecting and having responsible outfitters, which is what we want and fortunate to have, but with responsible outfitters to follow the ordinance that we have in place. I think we need to do a better job to make sure that our ordinance is followed. And then also, this was an interesting thing, and I'm not going back to the bands, but I thought it was interesting as I'm talking about this to my husband Robert about the bands again. My youngest son, who's 22, said, "What is the bands?" And I said, "Well, it's a wristband, like you wear at the concert or all." And he's like, "Oh, like we did when we went on the Snake River whitewater rafting." And I said, "We did?" And he goes, "Yes, I've saved it as a souvenir from our trip out west. And, I mean, that was a whitewater rafting trip that we all got bounced all over the boat. Some of us fell out of the boat, and he saved, and I remember, I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me, so I didn't even remember there was a wristband involved, but he did. And then as I thought back on it, that's exactly right. We had a certain time that we scheduled to go down, and we had to keep that wristband on, and that showed which bus and which outfitter we went down with. So that, I know you guys know that I'm still a fan of the wristband, because I think since our public safety director and so many others on the committee that we asked to put the new ordinance together or to tweak our ordinance suggests, and Gwyneth Moody with the Georgia River Network even said other communities in Georgia are now following our guides that we did the wristband, and they're using the wristbands.
Which one?
So I didn't ask her specifically with that, so I'm not sure. I believe it's Augusta in whatever county. So I'm not sure, but I can find out for you, Woody.
That's fine.
But so it's not, again, it's not anything out of the ordinary. When I did tell her that we were considering doing the stamp, she kind of chuckled and she said, "Don't you think that's going to wash off?" And I said, "Well, we're going to try it and try to have the outfitters provide a different stamp for that." So, and just keeping her abreast with what we were doing. But because we were doing this, I wanted to know if it was common for counties to own the properties of the river access, and that's very common. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and anyone is welcome to call. Of course, Gwyneth Moody, the Director of Water Trails and Outreach for the Georgia River Network. And again, I appreciate the Chamber who's paid for that service, and that we have a continued 6 more months with them for that. Our river volunteers, river ambassadors, I think is what they're called, to continue to help with this, any river issues that we have. And of course, they're thrilled with the signage and all of the plans that we have in that way as well. So just a kind of an update.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, discussion of possible action on forming the Board of Elections. We need to add that to the, let's say, the March agenda and see where Judge Chastain is on the things he's looking into. Discussion and possible action of advertising bids for the campus swimming pool. Spoke with Kevin this morning, and he tells me that he has received an email from the engineers saying that they feel that they can have everything we need to start the bid process, have the bid package, probably by end of day Monday. So that's going to be a welcome.
Monday or a week from Monday?
Monday's what he said.
I got emails at the end of next week, I didn't see mine.
I sent an email when I just talked to him, and he just said Monday, maybe you got it Monday wrong.
Either
But
way,
if it's still this week, I'm fine with that too.
it's still good either way.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to know it's coming.
Y'all want to go ahead and take action on it?
Or wait until the special call? Okay.
Once it's ready.
I mean, it is what it is, and so.
But all it is a commitment to advertise for a bid. I mean, it doesn't commit you to have to award the bid, so
I think would be, let's go ahead and offer it.
Okay.
And did I hear you say it has to be bid for a month?
It's going to be a public works project, so it's going to, I believe it's a pretty big.
Okay. Someone said that, Jim, you guys said, okay.
Well, I would make a motion that we authorize the advertising for the bid.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The Coosawaty River lot. We would like to sell that. I would I would make a motion that we advertise that lot for bid with a minimum $1 bid.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consideration and possible action request to have roads added to the road paving list. I believe we had 3 of them.
Oh, we're bouncing around, I couldn't keep up.
Tavern on the Hill was one.
Tavern on the Hill, yes.
Henry Evans Road.
Which end, or the whole road?
The one we talked about. The one,
We should put the whole road on the list, that doesn't mean we're gonna.
I would agree with Charlie.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, Mount Sinai. So, I would make a motion we add those 3 roads to the road paving list.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Here we have a rezoning request from Brenda Bonner, R1 residential low density to R1 residential low density with conditional use. This will be to convert the existing home to a guest house and build a new residential home on that space. Personally, I'm fine with it.
I am as well.
I recommend approval of the rezoning.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and possible action on chief of loan documents for landfill lift station force main project. As I understand it, what we need is just a resolution to go forward with that. Is that right, David? And what this will do, it's a loan that we are requesting from GFA, but it's a loan that we anticipate paying back pretty quickly. This is not something we intend to be long-term debt. It will have the advantage of having some degree of debt forgiveness when we pay it back, and to the extent that that's there, that will lower our cost for this lift station. Lift station is something that we have to do environmentally, so that will be a big help to us financially. I would make a motion that we approve a resolution to go forward with that.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of the application of an alcoholic beverage license. Carrie, do you want to give us a quick rundown on that?
Yes. This is the alcohol license request for Diane's Country Store on Wardtown Road. Ms. Nagum is present, and I had called and let her know that she had to be here in order for the application to be approved. She had her fingerprints, background check, application fees, all of that have been paid, and everything turned out well.
Personally, I'm okay with it. And I would make a motion that be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and possible action of approval of a senior magistrate judge. We need to postpone this to our special call meeting if we can. Resolution of 2021 county property, vehicles, and equipment inventory list to be approved along with insurance coverage. If y'all have had an opportunity to look that over, if you have any questions or concerns about it.
I'm good with it.
And I would make a motion that the inventory list be approved along with the insurance.
Second.
I'm getting
A
worried.
little space.
All right, any discussion on that? All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your help, Karen helped me a lot, so it was, I think I talked to you before,
Yes.
several times, and you sent me over all the information, so thank you all.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all coming. Thank you.
People are